It's simple, not just Saskatchewan hockey players. I think across all of our country, the way we have always done it and will continue to do it, because it really is important for us to have alignment with our members, is that athletes grow up playing whatever province they're playing from, and to go through the provincial branch or membership. For us, it's seeing them at high performance camps in their provinces and seeing them evolve up the high performance chain that way. And then our final evaluation on our athletes is at nationals. So really important that our athletes go through that pathway to reach our national team. That's where we put all of our focus and our attention on, is through the pathway in our members. So I would suggest that for any athlete growing up to do whatever it takes to obviously be a part of their Team Saskatchewan or Team Quebec or Team Ontario or whatever that may be, because that is the path to the national team at the U18 level. A lot of value. They are kind of the mini sample of what they're going to see at a world championship or at future events at the higher levels. Like, they are a perfect guide of best on best. When each province are sending their best teams, either at the Canada Games or a national championship, we get to see the best players all in one spot and be able to really evaluate the depth, and then be able to select who we believe is deserving of a position or a selection at a camp at the national team level. We do evaluate through club play and tournaments and all of that, but that's never best on best. So there's nothing better than a national championship or Canada Winter Games to evaluate our players and see how they compare against other Canadians. Yes, we do. We cover all provincial events. That's where we are able to bring up the athletes from each province to a general list that we go through, kind of all Canadians, and then we from that list determine who gets selected to our camps or events. So we've got a head scout and 7 regional scouts that look after all of our provinces. We have the regional scout that looks after Saskatchewan, looks after Manitoba as well. We do also have cross references, so we bring our scouts from different provinces to see athletes in other provinces so that they have a bit of a sample size of what other provinces look like, so that they can compare apples with apples, if you may, and get a sense of where each athlete ranks in our depth chart. But we are at all events that are high performance driven from our members, because that is the pathway to the national team at the U18 level. We do, yes. We look at club play and tournament play. Obviously, I think the heavier set place where we probably scout the most or have a closer eye is at high performance camps or nationals or Canada Winter Games. But we are in rinks. We cover well over 2,000 games across Canada at the club level and national and provincial level, to make sure that we have a good sample size of all of our athletes and not just a one game snapshot of what they are. So we do cover midget AAA in Saskatchewan and make sure that we've got a good feel and sense for the athletes and their performance from a daily training environment and how they show up every weekend with their club teams. Not the exposure for Hockey Canada at all. I think there's a lot of programs out there, and they may claim that they bring more value or higher level of play or more surroundings, more holistic approach of whatnot, mental performance or strength and conditioning. From an athlete perspective, there's a lot of great opportunity, I believe, in the Midget Triple League in Saskatchewan, knowing that they do look after all of those other facets of your development. I think as an athlete or a parent, you should look for a program that provides kind of all of those facets, and knowing that Midget AAA League does provide that. and has built a really good structure around the athletes, I think there's a lot of opportunity to stay in Saskatchewan and be able to compete and still develop and grow. We do not look more at athletes that go to Ontario or Quebec or BC and bigger centers. Our eyes are on all of our athletes across the country with our regional scouts. So you don't have to move away to get seen by us. But I think sometimes the pressure of someone moves away, a big player goes to a different province. Should I send my kid? Should I go? You're always going to be tempted to think that maybe the grass is greener somewhere else, or I need to be somewhere else to make a team or to get seen. And that's not truly the reality of it. Is there other opportunities elsewhere? Of course, there's always opportunities everywhere, but you do not have to leave home to pursue them. I think the women's game is healthier than it's ever been. Back in my day when I was growing up, there was no women's hockey in my hometown, so I did have to leave. But if the opportunity is there and you get to potentially stay home and, still not have to go away, and one day you're going to have to go away to college, you're going to have to move away to pursue hockey at a higher level, staying home and being able to do that close to friends and family is also a huge benefit. So to answer your question, I know I've been going on a little bit there. There's no need from a Hockey Canada perspective to leave home or move away from home to pursue hockey if the opportunity is available at home. And knowing that, Saskatchewan Hockey has done a great job at really supporting the athlete, not only on the ice, but, holistically around all of their development, which I think is really important. I think not being in a hurry to get there, maybe. I think everyone wants things to happen right away. And, we don't identify athletes until they're 2 years out of our U18. So, I think it really important that an athlete goes through the development path the proper way and learns all the steps. You hear a lot of, parents that want to put their kid in, the level up because they're going to be more challenged and in a better league or with better players. Like, there's a huge opportunity to grow and develop with your own peers and your own age group. So right off the bat, not forgetting that step of maybe being the best player on the team and how to lead a team or how to assume those responsibilities. I think there's just sometimes we're too in a hurry to get there, and we forget that, the meat of development or the meat of the process is the process. So to really, take advantage of whatever situation you're in and whatever team you're on or what you have, to look at the opportunities for growth and development and take advantage of those opportunities. The other thing I would say, when you get maybe a little bit of an older age, I'm not saying when you're 9, but when you're getting closer to the 14, 15, 16, to really take a look at the off-ice component of it as well. Our athletes are at the national team level are not only great hockey players, they're great athletes, they're fit, they're strong. There's a lot of other components that allow you to become an elite hockey player, an elite athlete. And, you have to have a really good base for that, and fitness and conditioning is part of that, and strength. And then if I go backwards a little bit on my answer, if you're 9, you should be playing other sports as well, not just hockey, right? We need people that are able to jump and run, and the better athletic base that you have, the higher ceiling you'll have down the road. We see a lot of times athletes that are, super talented at the U16 level and even U18 level, but they can't seem to progress past that because they don't have the base that is required for them to continue to add more elements to their physicality or their athleticism or, just their potential in general. So at a young age, play as many sports as you possibly can. When you get to the 14, 15, 16 age group, start thinking of okay, how do I add to my abilities from an off-ice perspective? And then, continue to go through the process and not try to be in a hurry to get there. You will get there in due time. You just gotta go through the right steps to make sure you're not missing anything at the end.